Hello, hello. This always takes a minute to kind of keep up with me or get up to live with me, but I want to say welcome and happy Sunday. I normally like to do sassy sleeves on Saturday, but this week has been a little busy and a little bit crazy, and I didn't get my stuff together to do my Sassy Sleeve Saturday. So today is a fun Sassy Sleeve Saturday on a Sunday. If you're here and we're watching the replay, I would love for you to say hi and just tell me what types of sleeves you love to draft. Today, we're going to be drafting a bubble hem sleeve. I love the bubble hem skirts and I love the look of the bubble hem sleeves. So I always love recreating these, and I think I might be making a shirt with a bubble hem sleeve sometime soon because I've recently seen a couple and I'm like, I really like that. If you don't know who I am, hi, I'm Christina and I love to digitally apparel pattern, creating unique pieces of wearable art, and it just inspires my soul and I love to do it digitally. So we're going to jump right on in. We're going to start by jumping into Clo. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to hit share. And you should all be able to see my screen. It's always a little bit of a delay for me. Looks good. Awesome. So we have our basic shirt here. We're going to give us just a little bit more room so that we can kind of see. We have just kind of a basic sweetheart-esque t-shirt here that I've worked with before. And we're going to be changing this sleeve from this kind of plain sleeve that we have going on here to a bubble hem. So the one thing that always kind of makes bubble hems separate from other sleeves is you have to have two layers in the hem or in the bubble part. You have to have the outer layer that's creating the fullness, and then you have to have that under layer that's actually pulling up the hem and pulling it up so that you get that actual bubble look that's kind of going out and around. This is how you can always make sure that there's like no stitch lines being seen or anything like that. That's how the bubble effect actually gets created. So we're going to start by, let's give myself just a little bit more room so that we can see everything. We'll have to reopen up that property editor in just a few minutes, but we're going to get as much space as we can to start. So what I'm going to start with is I'm just going to do a copy paste of this very first sleeve pattern that I have going on. I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to leave the bottom layer, the one that's the hem's going to actually attach to, as the regular size. I kind of like that length and everything. The bubble layer will make it go down just a little bit more, and I think I'm good with that. But the one really amazing thing with Clo is if you want to change lengths or anything, it is super quick and super easy to do so. So I'm going to scroll on in, make that guy just a little bit bigger, and we're going to start drawing some internal lines so that we can do a slash and spread. I'm going to offset internal line, 1.5 inches. Yeah, that looks good. And I also want to do it on both directions. That way it's working outwards for me. And let's see here, number of offsets. I think I'm going to just do 3 because I want most of the fullness to be up on the top of this cap here. And I really don't want to add too much fullness into the bottom here. I'll add a little bit of ease, but I'm not going to be adding a ton of ease in there. So I'm going to be adding it mostly to the hem when it's under the arm, and then we'll get more ease up top here. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK there. And then we're going to start slashing and spreading. And what I love about Clo is how quickly we can just slash and spread using the slash and spread tool. And then I can tell it how much I want it to actually go each time. But I am going to pop this one out. I think only a 1/4 inch, just to give us a little bit of ease underneath. Whoops, wrong way. Make sure the arrow is pointing the right way, which means we'll have to go back and smooth that out. But we can easily and quickly pop those. And then at the top here, I'm just going to do 1 inch on the top at this guy. .5. I like to do them at the same time, just so that it kind of goes the same. Now, oh, I still need to do the top ones of these. 1.5. So we're going to be moving this out. So as you can see, this one I actually moved out the exact same amount on top and bottom. Do that again. So it's 1.5, 1.5. So you can do that, or you could do a full slash and spread or a full cut. So for the center, we're just going to do a cut. And then we're going to grab one piece, just move it out a little bit. And then we're going to add in 1.5 inch square right down the center. So right now our sleeve is measuring 5.72. So I'm going to draft a square that is 1.5 by 5.72. Oops, 1.5 by 5.72. We're going to let that draft there, pop it in the middle, and then we can merge them back together. Highlight, right click, merge. So that is a few more steps to actually kind of get that working and everything. But what it does, it does the exact same thing as, so here's the center piece, the center ones right here. And then these ones are the ones that we added via the slash and spread tool. The slash and spread tool is definitely a little bit faster, but if you're, wanting to actually do the cut and spread and remerge, you can definitely still do that. So now we have it very much slashed and spread, but it doesn't look super great right now. And that's because we actually need to now smooth everything out. So we're going to take our smooth tool and we're going to pop it in, scroll back out, grab this line, and we're going to give it a nice curve. I just also popped it up just a little bit like that. That's going to help it just give even a little bit more fullness. Now we also need to fix our under sleeves here. So I'm going to go ahead and click here to here. We want to make sure that you're highlighting in blue. And then we get to pull this line. Come on, pull this line. You want to pull that line in just like that. And then it will fix itself there. And we're going to do the same on this inside. So click. And then you want to make sure you're selecting the right one. Right now, the entire outside of my sleeve is being selected. And you don't want that. So we want to make sure we're doing that inside one. And then we want to pull this in till it looks nice and smooth, just like that. Then the last one we need to do is the hem. So we're going to go from corner to corner, make sure the hems, and we're going to pull that down. And I'm going to go somewhere kind of like right in between. I don't want to pull it down too much. You can, that will just give more of a excess right at the front, but I want to keep it fairly even all the way around my sleeve. A lot of these decisions, you have to kind of work with and make your own opinions on how exactly you want everything to work. If you are working with a designer, this is when you definitely talk and ask, like, are you looking for a 2-to-1 ratio, or are you looking for how much overhang are you looking for and how much gathering? So it's always those conversations and those things that you have to really kind of think about to really understand what you want to do and what decisions you need to make at each one of those points. So right now we have our 2 sleeves, and I am going to make a copy with sewing so that I don't have to worry about that. But now we still need to create the bubble effect. Right now they're almost the same, except for one is, just a little bit. Oh, I should have brought that front so you guys could see. Send back. There we go. So you can see they're similarly shaped. One is a little bit smaller and one is a little bit longer. However, this much is not going to give you too much of the bubble effect that you're looking for. Because you also have to think, with that bubble effect, you have to think wherever you want that final hem to go, you then have to travel back up to that the inside lining sleeve layer is what you have to think about. So you have to think where you want the hem to stop and then the travel distance back up to there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to lengthen this bubble layer. I think I'm just going to lengthen it by 2 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it longer. We're going to get 2 inches in there flat, and we're going to give that a start. We'll see what that does and if we like that. So now we have that. Let's check our sewing. So right now, because we did a copy paste, it sewed the top for us, and it looks like we got rid of everything around the arm's eyes, which is good because we changed so much stuff. We don't want anything hindering us there. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sew the hems, and then we're going to go ahead and sew the arm's eye. So I'm going to start at the corner, bump up to that notch, start at the corner, bump up to the notch. I'm going to start at the notch and go down to the corner, start at the notch, go down to the corner. And there is a little bit of ease on both of those. Then we're going to do the top part. The top part. We're going to go up and over to the notch. Then I'm going to hold shift and go again like so. And now we have some crazy looking pattern pieces over in our 3D window because I haven't actually let them reset or anything. So we're going to start by resetting the 2D arrangements so they're there. We're going to we're going to have to turn on our avatar so we can turn on our blue points. And then I'm going to shift those and put those right over the other sleeves. But they're kind of colliding with each other right now. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to pop back open my property editor, and we're going to offset it just a little bit. Let's go up to 60. There we go. That way you can kind of see it's not fully encasing the other sleeve. It's backed off just a little bit. I might even back it off just a hair more for it to fully set in. That way they're not going to collide as much. You're not going to have quite as many problems with that. So I always like to do that offset. And then we're going to double check the other side, make sure we don't need to, I'm going to move that down just a little bit so that it hopefully won't collide as badly. Let's turn off those dots there. Then we are also going to lower the particle distance on these guys because I don't want them colliding with each other. So I'm going to just select the sleeves. We're going to go down to 10 to start. And I think that's going to be good. So let's go ahead and simulate. And there we have it. We have our cute little bubble hem sleeve. If I turn off my avatar, you can kind of see how the lining is pulling it up a little bit right there to create this fun little pattern. I always love how these guys turn out. I think they're so adorable. They make me very happy. So I do want to show you just a few different things of just changing those hems because you can see how much it's just being pulled up just a little bit here. But if let's go ahead and just change this hem and let's go another 3 inches down. Let's resimulate it. And then you can see it's like really pulling up the bubble a little bit more. As you add the fullness to the top sleeve, but not the bottom sleeve, you're gonna have to remember, depending on what type of fabric you have, is how this fabric will lay. So because I added those 3 inches, it's gonna definitely lay a little bit differently than it would if it's a much shorter and a gathered hem. This will poof out a little bit more. It won't be as gathered. But I really love how different you can get these guys to look with just a few minor alterations. And I also just love the look in general of like a fun, poofy, sassy sleeve. If you had these made out of like a soft knit, they would definitely drape a little bit softer. Whereas if you had them made out of a super stiff taffeta, you could definitely have like some major poof and extra flare going on. So definitely, I would love to know what you guys think of the uh, bubble hem sleeves and just bubble hems in general. They're such a fun, unique design that I think everybody should at least try out sometime. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop back by and check out some of my other videos. And if you have questions or want to see certain things drafted, please let me know. I'm always open to testing out different sleeves or trying out different things. I hope you guys all had a fun Sassy Sleeve Sunday instead of Saturday. I definitely enjoy my sassy sleeves, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you all soon. Take care.